The Supreme Court of Canada spent the day hearing arguments about the rights of gays and lesbians, about whether customs officers have the right to decide which magazines and books they read. The case centers on the Little Sisters Bookstore in Vancouver, a gay and lesbian establishment that claims it is being singled out by low-level bureaucrats who have no business deciding what is obscene. John Rao reports.
Little Sisters is a tiny Vancouver bookstore that's taken on a giant fight. Its 10-year battle against Canada Customs has finally made its way to the country's highest court. All of these lawyers here to argue that Customs should not have the power to decide what's obscene and what Canadians can read.
I suppose if we were dealing with people with guns or people with drugs, might be something. We're dealing with people with books.
For years, Canada Customs has detained gay and lesbian material the bookstore was trying to import, enforcing a definition of obscenity set by the Supreme Court nearly a decade ago, which says it's anything that degrades people in a way that would offend society. What lawyers argued before the court is that it's too broad a definition to be interpreted by low-level bureaucrats. Since this bookstore first opened in 1983, more than 250 items have been seized at the border, including some books that were previously ruled admissible. And then there are books like this one that were detained, yet were imported by other bookstores in town, including the public library, with no problems. That led Little Sisters Bookstore to suspect it was being treated differently because it catered to gays and lesbians.
They don't want to see customs agents regulating what we read and what we don't read.
Lawyers for the federal government admit mistakes have been made in enforcing the law, but say there's nothing wrong with the definition of obscenity, and say customs officers are now being better trained. One women's rights group wants Customs to keep its powers.
The police have identified this as an important mechanism. What is the point of letting this material into the country only to prohibit it then?
It's now up to the Supreme Court to write the final chapter on Little Sisters' big fight. John Rao, CTV News.